Hello everyone, welcome to Biochemistry I, Chemistry 4500 for the fall 2022 term. My name is VJ Antharam. This is a video welcoming you to the class and also just giving a slight introduction about myself. So, this is a specialized topic in chemistry, biochem, and I enjoy teaching it because it seems like most of my time is focused on the general chemistry course sequence. Rarely do I get an opportunity to teach a 4,000 level class. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope I can convince you that this is a wonderful subject to learn and partake of. We're scheduled to meet 11 a.m. to 12:15. I believe the registrar says it's 2:02. We can find a room. There's only 8 or 9 of us, so the room is where we will meet according to the catalog, but if we find better audio visuals somewhere else and it's open and vacant, we can definitely move there. Same thing with the lab. We can definitely find other places like the analytical chemistry lab room to teach if it's not 2:02. And that's scheduled to meet Monday 2 to 5 p.m. The lab is only 8 weeks, and out of those 8 weeks, 2 of those weeks will be labs that you do through the computer for 10 points and then 20 points. So more about that will be given as we approach. Also, more about that is listed in the syllabus. My office is in 214, and this is my cell number and office number. You can call or text me in case of emergencies. So just a little bit about myself and how I became your professor. I'm from Gainesville, Florida. That's where I got my bachelor's degree. I did it in microbiology from the University of Florida in 1999. I went ahead and did my PhD in biochemistry and molecular biology. So I really like biochemistry. I have a nice passion for it. The field has definitely changed since I got my PhD. I got my degree in 2008 and my bachelor's in 1999, and the field has definitely exploded and become even more cutting edge than before. And I've also done 2 postdocs also at the University of Florida. So done everything at UF. There's definitely a lot of pros and cons related to that. A little bit about my family. I've been married for 7 years now to Madhuri Antharam. She's actually a cook or a chef. That was her prior job. And I have 2 children. This is an older photograph of them. Hanson was about 4.5. We're going to turn 5 soon. Probably by the time you read this and watch this, he'll turn 5. He turns 5 in September. And then Myra will turn 3 also. Definitely by the time you watch this video, she'll already be 3 years old. So that's a little bit about my family. They really keep me busy. And other things prior to my marriage, I used to have a lot of hobbies, interests, and passions. I still do, but my time seems to be taken away from with family and work obligations. As a college fan and even in high school, I always loved the Orlando Magic. I grew up in Central Florida, so I've actually been to a couple of those games. Orlando's about 2.5 hours from Gainesville. Gainesville, by the way, is about 8 hours from Fayetteville. I don't really like traveling much, but if I do, I like traveling to local places like the libraries to read, not medical school libraries, but public libraries, a lot of recreational reading. I like traveling to some, local places, antique shops, museums. I also like elephants. They're definitely my most favorite animal. When I joined the school in 2015, I used to have pictures of elephants all over my office, and times have changed and things are a lot different now, so now I don't have those elephant pictures around in my office. So anyways, these are some of my passions and interests, and hopefully during this semester, we have a long 16-week haul. I can learn a little bit about each and every one of you and your goals and desires. So, excuse me. The way the course is going to be broken down is through homeworks. This is an easy 10 points. I usually have you go outside the textbook, outside the traditional lecture parameters to see some of the other aspects of the course, clinically or medically, how what we're learning relates to what's happening to someone maybe who is ill or who has a disease. So definitely these tend to go outside the traditional lectures, and they're an easy 10 points because homework, as my philosophy is always just practice and to get you thinking outside the box of traditional lectures. There'll be 4 exams. They're 65% of the grade. And the way I'm doing things as we come out of the viral pandemic is I'm having this is what I've done conscientiously from 2021 onwards, is to have all my tests and assignments done through Canvas. So you'll be taking your tests through Canvas. Students find that a little bit more convenient in terms of their time and schedules and their other commitments. Because I know that students have 3 or 4 other classes going on, and some of them also have jobs. So tests will be done through Canvas. Most of your work will be uploaded and done through Canvas. As long as it's scanned and it's legible and I can read it and I can grade it, then you should get the full points. Like I said before, there's 2 lab assignments. The labs are 8 weeks. 2 of those labs, you'll download this software called PyMol, which should be able to work on a laptop. The link is available on the Canvas announcements page, to do some structural alignments of proteins. And then there's a lab that has you peruse the internet to look at all the internet websites that are there dedicated to proteins and protein analysis. There's a lab notebook for this 8-week lab. That's about 2.5% of your grade. So the labs is something I'm always trying to renovate. Every summer I say to myself, I'm going to have new labs and change the labs. I did not do that this summer. I apologize for that, but we do have some good wet labs. And just like homework, which is my philosophy, is just practice. Labs, my philosophy is, try to learn and enjoy. Labs should be more about enjoyment and learning than rather hearing my dull lecture voice. So as long as safety is done and people wear goggles, the labs should be hopefully designed to be fun and somewhat engaging. So there's always these questions that come about with regards to the textbook for the course. They always change in terms of Voigt and Voigt, the authors of this textbook, because there's always new editions coming out. The textbook for me is recommended but not required. This is the textbook that I have in my physical copy. And so if you want to purchase it, I think it will be good, especially if you're going to go into future courses involving chemistry. It's definitely a good resource to have. If you're tight on a budget, you may not want to purchase it, but I wouldn't recommend it. All the lecture material, my notes, the PowerPoints, should be enough based on prior years for students to get the grade that they want to get in the class. So I would recommend this textbook, but like I said before, it's recommended but not required. I'll be teaching mostly through PowerPoints and PowerPoint lectures throughout the 16 weeks. So this is the test schedule. Like I said before, we're going to do everything through Canvas now. It saves paper at the very least, and I think it's more amenable and convenient in terms of time. So convenience is also a key with everyone having a busy life. So there's study guides on Canvas. We'll talk more about this as we meet each other face to face. I'm dividing the course into 4 modules. The first module is protein structure and function, so you'll learn about the 3-dimensional structures of proteins, very in-depth. There's also a lab where you'll download a software where you'll line up some proteins together. The second module, I'm going to combine carbohydrates and lipids. These are 2 main important molecules that are part of our body and fulfill very vital and essential roles. We'll have our test for that. October 4th, again, everything through Canvas. November 1st, enzymology, all about enzymes. And then my favorite topic, test 4, is metabolism. So the basic metabolism, like glycolysis, we'll throw in some citric acid cycle. If you take advanced biochemistry, we go whole in depth into a lot of metabolisms. So my favorite modules probably are proteins, because I came from a structural biology lab, and my PhD mentor was a very brilliant structural biologist. It's been several years now, more than a decade since I've left her lab. And I also like metabolism because how everything coordinates and comes together in the body is very beautiful, how everything is so sort of in synchrony, like a very fine orchestra in terms of pathways, how your body metabolizes, for example, glucose. versus how your body builds glucose, what it takes in from your body to make these important molecules. So I like all of these modules a lot. Probably proteins and metabolisms are my favorite. So I think I will end this introductory video. Again, welcome to the class. I believe there's about 8 of us here, so good opportunity for us to relax in the sense that this course is more about learning than more about trying to, hammer your head or drill you or somehow, upset you. So we're going to learn it, and we're going to learn it in a very nice, controlled way, a long way, and hopefully the anxiety and stress will be removed. So there's an assignment I do want you to do, sort of a pre-class assignment. I want you to make flashcards of all 20 amino acids. That will be important for what I'm going to teach you later on in the course, probably about week 2 or week 3. There's a special way I want you to write the amino acids. So I want you to write the amino acids totally protonated. So just to save time, I'm not going to go over that assignment, but there's a 4-minute video on Canvas that I pre-recorded that you can watch that. Basically, one side of the flashcard, you'll have the amino acid, 3-letter abbreviation and 1-letter abbreviation and the name. And then on the flip side, you'll have the structure. But the structure should be totally protonated. Every proton should be on there. That includes the side chain. If the side chain has an ionizable proton, that includes the alpha amino group, the alpha carboxylic acid group. Well, if any of this is foreign, for now, all I ask you is to write the amino acids, 20 amino acids in flashcards, and totally protonated. So if you look at Voigt and Voigt, they don't have it protonated totally. They have the structure at pH 7. Or physiologic pH. So a little twist on that, and I'll talk more about this as we approach class. So welcome everyone once again, and let's hope that we have a wonderful and very fulfilling semester. So thank you all once again.